Right. She dreamt a baby elephant, a white baby elephant, a white baby elephant holding a lotus on its trunk. So this is holding, make up, not the, this part is not the main sentence, right? This is not, this is up here, holding, aragena. This is a phrase, right? This is not a sentence. This, what I have written in red is not a sentence. It's a phrase. Vake kandaya. So I have attached this phrase to the main sentence, right? She dreamt a white baby elephant holding a lotus on his trunk, right? Goes around her bed, right? Okay. This is a simple English, right? You can use advanced verbs. And afterwards, afterwards, it enters her womb. That's it. She dreamt a white elephant. She dreamt, comma, a white elephant holding a lotus on its trunk goes around her bed. Right? No, we can say she dreamt a white elephant going around. Sorry, going around her bed. Yeah, දැක්කා යනවා. So it is දැක්කා dreamt යන එක continuous. දැන් සිද්ධ වෙන දෙයක්. Right? Going around her bed. Afterwards, it entered her womb. This is how to say it in simple English.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah.
Can we put like she dreamt a white baby elephant holding a lotus on its trunk and roamed around her bed?
Yes, that's a very good verb. That's advanced verb. Good. Yes, we can do. So it becomes, you can beautify the language like that. You can add more advanced and nicer words and beautify your sentence. Good. Right? Okay. So you can think, now when somebody speaks in the class, you can think a better way to do the same. Right? Other thing is you have to read these Jataka stories, those small stories, not only the kid stories, like Buddhist stories, which you know in Sinhala, you better read it in English, then your language skills will be improved. Right, very good. Okay, next, our topic is, okay, right, different ideas. Okay, different ideas to how to start up a speech. Let's say you are asked to do a speech in your monthly assembly, right? How would we do it? How shall we start the speech? Generally, you say, okay, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear friends, I am going to talk about the environment. That's a very common beginning. Give me some ideas, a different way. So common ways, I'm going to speak about this. Another way, Kitnali? You can have thousands of ideas. Yes? Kitnali, how would you? Okay, let's see now when you do a speech, right? When you do a speech, don't talk like yes, you have talk about facts, but you can add some poems, right? And some stories in between. So it makes your speech interesting, right? So if you talk about only facts, that makes your speech not interesting and little bit dull. But to make it interesting, you can add a story first or poem in between, right? When you feel like the listeners, audience is going bit dull and they are not attending, their attention is somewhere else, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අවධානය නැහැ වගේ තේරුනකොට talk about something interesting, like maybe a joke, maybe a poem, or maybe a story, right? Okay, so how do you say ආරාධිත අමුත්තන්ගෙන් අවසරයි? How do you say? How would you say ආරාධිත අමුත්තන්ගෙන් අවසරයි? So let's say you are going to talk in the prize giving. So you have to get the permission or you have to address ආරාධිත අමුත්තෝ. How would you say? How would you call them? Invitees. ආරාධිතයෝ. Invitees. Invite mean ආරාධනා කරනවා. Who are invited? Invitees. Okay, invite. නිකම්ම invitees කියන්නේ
Invited.
invited.
Invited guests.
Invited guests, yes. Best way is invitees, right? That's one word. We don't generally say invited guests, invitees. But don't say like nikamma kiyanna invitees. We say distinguished, gauravanvita. Distinguished invitees. Distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear students, right? Distinguished invitees, dear principal, you can write these facts. Dear principal, dear teachers, dear and my dear friends or students or sisters. If it is it's better to say my dear sisters. If it is a girls' school, you can say my dear sisters. If it is a boys' school, you can say my dear boy, my dear brothers. Or it's a mixed school, you can say my dear sisters and brothers. Right? Let's say there's a chief minister. Let's say this is a prize giving and a minister is invited. How would you call him? How would you mention about him? Yes? Kitnali?
Chief guests.
Yes. Dear honorable Honorable chief guest or honorable minister.
Chief guest.
Yes, chief guest and chief guest, or if it is a minister, you can say honorable minister of education and higher education. Right? Okay. Then how would you start your speech? Let's say now it's a something like, let's say, literature society or something like that. First, the host come and introduce you. Let's say this is Netumi. My next speech is from Netumi Sanaya, and she's from grade 7, and she's active member in the literature society. And the host, whoever the announce, compare the event, anchor the event, she introduces you before your speech. ඔගොල්ලෝ කතාව පටන් ගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා introduce කරනවානේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ව. එතකොට you better say thank you for the introduction. You have to look at the announcer, or look at the person, look at the host, we call. Event එක host කරන කෙනා, announce කරන කෙනා දිහා බලලා you say thank you for the introduction. Or you can say thank you for the nice introduction. If he or she introduce you nicely with the extended introduction, you can say thank you for the nice introduction. Right? So don't hereafter, when you do a speech, don't say, my dear friends, my dear teachers, I'm going to talk about environment. Say, okay, dear principal. If it is assembly, say dear principal, dear teachers, my dear sisters. Right? If you call friends, it's not nice. And sisters. Say, oh, sisters and brothers, or brothers. Right? Okay. Say thank you for the introduction. And say, okay, or else if you can drop this as well. If the host didn't introduce you, you don't have to say thank you for giving me a chance. First, thank you for giving me a chance to address you. First, thank whoever gave you the chance to talk few words. Right? Thank you for giving me a chance first. Then, let's say first you are going to tell a story, or recite a poem. How would you start? Let's simple English, tell me, Shamali. Netumi, how would you start? You are in the literature society. So how would you start? Let's say you are first going to start with a story. How would you start that? The Nikamma story එක කියන්න බෑ. Yes?
Today I would like to start with a story.
Yes, very good. Good way. 1. I would like to start with the story. Another way. Another idea. Chamiti? Chameli? Jehan?
Today I would like to start with a section.
Sorry?
Can I say that today I would like to start with the correction in assembly?
Yes. Okay. That, of course, that's a good one. Chameti gave me a good chance. Yes. Now she is going to ask a question. Right? Chameti going to start her speech by asking a question. It's better to say, let me ask you a question. මට ඉඩ දෙන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ගෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න. Let me ask you a question. Or let me begin by asking you a question. Let me. මට ඉඩ දෙන්න. That means nice. Like very polite.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yes, Jani.
Can we tell like first of all, let me ask you a question.
Yes. That's also good way. First of all, let me ask you a question. Or else, let's say you are going to narrate a story first. Let me begin by narrating a story. Good one. Or let me begin by reciting reciting a poem. Then you can go along. Right, now we'll start. Today we are going to practice the beginning of a speech. How to do a proper speech. Also, you can say another idea in the limited time. So when you are delivering a speech, you don't have hours and hours. You have a limited time. So you can say, in the limited time assigned to me, මට දීලා තියෙන limited time එකෙන් I would like to say, I would like to talk something. I would like to open your eyes, ideas, open your eyes. I would like to bring few facts. I would like to bring few important facts to you. Right? So this is there are so many. You can start in so many different ways, but this is one structure. Right. Okay, we'll practice now. I will keep this and we'll start from Chameli. Chameli, okay. Pretend that you are going to deliver a speech. And how would you start? Let's say you are going to talk about environment. Only the beginning. I want you call you distinguished invitees and so, and you thank, and you are going to begin. That's it. And I need your personality also, right? When you are going to deliver a speech, get that mood. Okay. If you can stand up and do, that's better. Yes, good. You can look at the paper. It's okay.
Good morning, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters. Thank you for the nice introduction. And today I'm going to talk about the environment. Let me begin by narrating a story.
Good. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah. Okay, I will show you Let's say, distinguished invitees. You start, your voice should like have has a good should have a good personality, right? Okay, it should show your personality. Distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers. When you say dear principal, you have to look at the dear principal, right? Don't look at the audience and say dear principal. You have, when you say distinguished invitees, you have to look at the invitees and say distinguished invitees, and you look at principal and say dear principal, and look at teachers and say dear teachers and dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you for giving me a chance to address you. Let me begin by asking you a question. Or you can say, let me begin. So your voice should raise. Let me begin. Now there should, thank you for giving me a chance to talk few words. Let me begin by asking you a question. When you start the speech, there should be a small change in your tone. That shows that you are beginning your speech. Right, okay. Then we go to Netumi. Netumi, how would you start? Netumi? Yeah, Jahani? Okay, Jahani has a problem. Yeah. We can't hear you.
Good morning, my dear distinguished invitees, my dear principal, my dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers.
Okay, now you stop there. Distinguished, there should be a pause. Distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, everywhere there should be comma. Dear, right? Don't say distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, right? Distinguished invitees, look at them, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Pause. Thank you for the introduction. Say thank you for the nice introduction. And thank you for giving me a chance to address you. Let me begin. Sorry, let me begin. Let me begin by asking you a question. Okay, Jahani?
Good morning, my dear distinguished invitees, my dear principal, my dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. First of all, let me begin by asking a sorry.
Thank you for giving me.
Thank you for your nice introduction, and thank you for giving me a chance to address you, all of you. And first of all, let me begin by asking a question.
Okay. Thank you for giving me a chance. Let me begin. So, right? Your tone. Let me begin by asking you a question. Kitnali?
Good morning, distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for your nice introduction. First of all, I will begin this speech by a meaningful question.
Right, very good. So you can improve. You have to improve more, but very at the moment you're good. Okay, right. Sandaru. Sandaru. Nethumi? Yes, Nethumi has come back.
A very good morning to my dear principal, teachers, and my dear sisters. Thank you for giving me this chance. Let me begin by reciting a poem.
Okay. Your voice should raise like distinguished invitees when you talk, actually you are asking permission to talk. Distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for the gracious, thank you for the lovely introduction, and thank you for giving me a chance to talk. Let me begin by asking you a question, or let me begin by reciting a poem. Okay, like that. The tone should change, right? Their tone එක විදිහටම යන්න බෑ. අවසර ගනිද්දී one tone. When you start the speech, there's a tone, right? Volume should go up and down, right? Okay. Who's next? Javindu? Javindu? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, good. Start.
Good morning, my dear distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters. Thank you for the instruction. Thank you for giving me a chance to address you. Let me begin by asking you a question.
Very good voice, where you have a very sharp voice. If you practice, you will be a good speaker one day. Because you have a very good, very sharp, clear voice. Very good. So, but still you got to improve. You got to improve. I said your voice is very good for speeches because it's clear and sharp. So please practice. You can be a very good speaker. Right? You have the tone. Okay, very good. Good, but practice. Dinet. Dinet, Jitu. Yes, Jitu. Your mic is mute.
Invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my
Volume.
dear sisters
Yeah,
and
wait.
brothers.
Volume madi. Right? Okay. Raise your voice and talk. Yeah.
Invitees,
Hmm?
dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers.
Very good. Thank you for the introduction.
Thank you for the give me a chance to address you.
Mhm.
Let me
Let me begin.
ask you a question.
Yeah. Say after me. Let me begin
Let me begin by
asking you a question.
asking you a question.
Okay. Right. Your tone also should like okay. Navindu.
Good morning, all of you. Distinctness,
Distinguished. Okay. Read after me. Distinguished
invitees,
invitees.
distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for giving me a chance to address you. Let me begin by asking you a question.
Okay, good. You had practice, right? Okay, Sandaru. Yeah, Chameli, I will give you another chance. Sandaru.
Distinguished invitees, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for giving me a chance to address you. Let me begin by asking you a question.
You also have a very sharp voice. Sandaru also like voice, they have sharp voice. Sandaru also has a very sharp voice. Sandaru, please practice. You also can be a good speaker because your voice sharp. You can be commanders one day because your voices are good, both Javindus and Sandarus. Right. Chameli, I'll give you another chance. Next, Chamiti. Chameli.
Teacher, can I?
Yes.
Good morning, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters. Thank you for the nice introduction and thank you for giving me a chance to address you. In the limited time assigned to me, I would like to bring few important facts about environment to you.
Very good. Now you had the tones, like the color of your tone. Very good. You had the tone like going up and down and different volumes. So good. Very good. And Chamiti.
Good morning, dear principal, dear teachers, and my dear sisters and brothers. Thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you for giving me a chance to address you. So let me begin by asking you a question.
Good. You also had good. You have improved. Very good. Okay. Right, everybody. Namindu, Sandaru. Netumi. Netumi did, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Now everybody read after me. Everybody say after me. Okay. Say distinguished invitees. Everybody unmute your mic and say distinguished invitees.
Distinguished invitees,
Dear principal,
Dear principal,
dear teachers,
dear
teachers,
my dear sisters and brothers.
My
my dear sisters and brothers.
Thank you for the nice introduction.
Thank you for the nice introduction.
And thank you for giving me a chance to address you.
Thank you for giving me a chance to address you.
Let me begin
Let me begin
by narrating a story.
by
narrative story.
Right. Okay. So I won't go any further. You can practice, right? So let's see next week how you have improved. Okay, right. Right. Next one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I will have a discussion, right? Let's see. Now you all are very young teenagers. You all are young people or teenagers?
Teenagers.
Teenagers. Right. What kind of challenges? Now, when you all are young teenagers, you have challenges in your life, in front of your life. What kind of challenges would you face in the future? Maybe environmental, maybe personal, maybe social. Everybody, now this is our discussion time. Yes, Ketnali, Jahani, Chameli. Challenges. It can be financial. What's our final target? Yes, what's our final target?
Pass the A-level exam and success the life.
Okay, succeed the life. Okay, why do we have to learn? Okay, teachers always say learn, 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 study, study, study. Parents also say study, study, study. Why do we have to study?
To be a good
Because in the
citizen.
because in society there is good place is goes to the person that have better education.
Okay, good. Jahani said to be a good citizen. Right, okay. Chameli, what's your idea? Why do we say, like, why do you have to learn? Why do you have to study?
To do a good job and to do a good job and earn money, and we can to survive and to success our life.
So, okay. Natami, what's your idea? Natami, Sandaru?
Pass the A-level examination and be a good doctor.
Good doctor. Okay, good. Navindu, why do you have to learn?
To be a success uh, life.
To have a successful life. Okay. Chitto, why do you have to study?
Course, go do a good job.
Do a good job. Right. And Javindu, why do you have to study?
We can earn many money.
Much money. Yes. Good. Dinet?
To be a successful my target.
Sucks. Yeah. To reach my targets. Chamiti?
To make my own lifestyle.